we derived the power expressions. Similarly, for each of the three components, that is the carrier power, upper sideband and the lower sideband, we also have the current relations. We'll look into each of them now. The first one what we derived was the total power equation. So the equation is PT is equal to PC into 1 plus MA square by 2. Now to obtain the total current from this particular expression, what we will do is we will use this simple equation, that is P being represented in terms of I and R. Here again R is nothing but the antenna resistance. So if PT is represented in terms of I and R, I have it as IT square into R. PT is nothing but the total power. So the corresponding total current, I am representing it as IT. Similarly here, PC is a carrier power and the corresponding current, I am representing it as IC, that is carrier current. And PC again in terms of this relation, I have it as IC square into R. Now, having these substitutions done in this particular equation, the final complete equation is IT square into R is equal to IC square into R into 1 plus MA square by 2. Considering that the antenna resistance throughout the communication purpose is the same value, that is the R value is same, we just strike off this R on both the sides. So what I get is IT square is equal to IC square into 1 plus MA square by 2. And from this I can get the value of IT, that is total current, as equal to IC into square root of 1 plus MA square by 2. Now this is the expression for IT, which is one of the important equations using which you can calculate the total current in the given AM wave. Moving to the current in the sidebands, ISB. SB stands for sideband. We will get back to our PSB equation, which we derived as PSB is equal to MA square PC by 2. So now here, again representing the PSB in terms of I and R, I have it as ISB square into R. PSB is power in the sideband, ISB is the current in the sideband. And here PC is nothing but represented as IC square into R, where IC again is nothing but the carrier current. PC is the carrier power, IC is the carrier current. Again, considering the antenna resistance to be same at the transmission end and the receiving end, I strike out the R's here. So what I get is ISB square is equal to MA square by 2 into IC square, or ISB is equal to MA into IC by root 2. Again, another important equation that you will be using for your problems. Moving to the next current relation, that is current in each of these sidebands. So I have substituted this ISB by IESB now, current in each of the sidebands. So here I have PESB equal to MA square PC by 4, nothing but the equation that we derived before. So in this, I am using the I and R relation for P. So PESB becomes equal to IESB square into R, where IESB is nothing but the current in each of the sidebands. Coming to this side, I have it as MA square by 4. So I'm writing the same thing here, MA square by 4. And PC, I am replacing it as IC square into R. Both the R's on either side get cancelled, giving me the equation as IESB square is equal to MA square into IC square by 4. So from this I get IESB as equal to MAIC by 2. So this is the expression for the current in each of the sidebands. Another equation which is very important from your numericals point of view. Students, now we will go to the last derivation of this particular topic, that is modulation by several sine waves. Now what do you mean by modulation by several sine waves? See, Usually, till now, whatever the examples we dealt with or the conditions we dealt with, everywhere what we did was we took one carrier and along with that we took only one message signal. But then to increase the efficiency, what we can do is having one single carrier, we can use this carrier to carry several message signals. Now, say for example, I will consider as I have one carrier which is carrying maybe n number of message signals. In that case, what happens is the total sideband power. Why I'm interested in only the sideband power is because the frequency FM can be obtained only from the sidebands, not from the central carrier component. So to judge the total sideband power, I can give the expression for total sideband power as equal to PSB1 plus PSB2 plus PSB3 and so on, wherein PSB1 is the sideband power of the first message signal, PSB2 corresponds to the sideband power of the second signal, PSB3 represents the sideband power of the third signal. So like this, I can add on n number of signals indicating this dotted line indicates that any number of message signals can be added on. So in this case, the expression for PSB, we have already seen it as equal to MA square PC by 2. Now here, what I've done is, this expression what you can see here is little different when compared to your normal PSB expression. I have represented here the PSBT, that is nothing but the total sideband power. It is given as MAT square PC by 2, where MAT is nothing but the total modulation index. And in this one, if you see PSB1, here I have replaced it by MA1 square PC by 2, where 1 here, or rather MA1 here, indicates the modulation index of the first message signal. Similarly, in this term, I have used it as MA2, indicating the modulation index for the second signal. And this MA3 represents the modulation index value for the third message signal, so on and so forth. So now, from this particular expression, you can see that PC by 2 is common on both the sides. Here, in fact, in each of the term, you have PC by 2. Everywhere you can see PC by 2. So what I will do is, if I take PC by 2 common from all these terms, I also have PC by 2 on the left hand side. So both of them cancel with each other, resulting in an expression that is given as MAT square is equal to MA1 square plus MA2 square plus MA3 square and so on and so forth. So from this expression, I can get the total modulation index value as MA total is equal to square root of MA1 square plus MA2 square plus MA3 square plus so on and so forth. So this is one of the very simple derivation which can be rarely targeted for 2 marks. Whereas students, the power and the current relations, these derivations, they are quite very important from your exam point of view. The power relations can be asked for 5 marks. You can be asked either to derive the total power expression along with maybe carrier power or sideband power or each sideband power. Any of the combos can be asked. Since all 4 derivations for 5 marks will be quite heavy, any 2 of them or 3 of them can be asked for 5 marks. So with this, the derivation part comes to an end. And students, I repeat once again, these derivations need to be practiced thoroughly. Do derive them yourself once or twice and practice them so that it becomes easier for you. And I also have another instruction for you. Very shortly, we will be starting with the problems on the topic of modulation. So by then, I want every one of you having the list of all the formulae that we have obtained till now. maybe the power of maybe the total power, carrier power, sideband power, each of the sideband power. And here I want the representation in terms of PC also and in terms of PT also. Along with that, the three equations for current, that is IC, IT and IESP, also ISP. And I think those were the good number of derivations that we did. Along with that, please add on this formula for MAT also. So when I start with the problems, I want each one of you having this list of all the formulae written ready with you people, so that it does not become difficult for us to solve the problems. Moving to the next slide. Here we will discuss the limitations of AM. That means the disadvantages of AM. As already told to you people, the first major disadvantage of AM is the efficiency. Efficiency of AM is very low, with a maximum of MA equal to 1. The maximum efficiency that we get is nothing but 33.33%, which is a very low value. The next major disadvantage is small operation range. That means geographically the range of area that can be covered using AM is limited. It is very small. Third one, noise interference. That is, AM is very easily susceptible to noise. That means the AM communication very easily gets disturbed by noise. And the last disadvantage we discuss here is the poor audio quality. We know that the bandwidth for AM is nothing but equal to 2 FM. We had discussed this in the frequency spectrum of AM. So the bandwidth is nothing but equal to 2 FM. That means 2 times the modulating signal frequency. Now, what happens here is the maximum allowed value of FM for the AM communication is around 5 kilohertz. So 2 into 5 kilohertz is nothing but equal to 10 kilohertz. So the maximum bandwidth available for AM communication is limited to 10 kilohertz. But this is not sufficient to transmit both speech and music effectively. Therefore, the audio quality of AM transmission is quite poor. With this, we come to the end of today's video class, students. Shortly, I will be coming back with another video. Till then, see you all. Bye.